Hi there, Eastview families. I'm Cammie, and I'm so glad you're here. Today, we are back with the Great Baking Championship, and today's big idea is be honest. But before we get into our lesson, let's offer up our praise and worship to God by singing this song.
My God is strong. He'll do anything big or small. Nothing is impossible for a super wonderful God. Every day I can know God is always there for me and my family. Every day I can know greater is the one who lives inside me. Super big, super strong, super wonderful God. Super big, super strong, super wonderful God. Our God is strong. He'll do anything big or small. Nothing is impossible for a super wonderful God. Every day I can know God is always there for me and my family. Yeah, every day I can know greater is the one who lives inside me. Super big, super strong, super wonderful God. Super big, super strong, super wonderful
So, today's lesson is about two brothers, Jacob and Esau. One of them lied big time, and there were some really big consequences because of it. Let's take a look.
Welcome to the Eastview Kids Great Baking Championship. Each week, two contestants will face off, baking their best creations for a panel of judges who will decide the winner. The winner will compete in our championship show. Let's meet our contestants now. Amy. Her quiet and creative style in the kitchen knocks her competitors to the ground, which has earned her the name the Baking Ninja. And here comes Stephanie, known for her sweet and savory cupcakes. She is sugar and spice and all things nice. She is the cupcake queen. Let's introduce the judges. Sugar, she makes all things sweet. Candy, loved by all the kids. And Bob, he's just Bob. Now, for the most important part, today's big idea is be honest. Contestants, while we learn about being honest, you will be enjoying some fun in the sun by making a beach-themed dessert. And of course, the best way to make a summer dessert is to wear giant sunglasses. Are you ready?
Yes!
Time starts now. While they are starting to bake, let's hear from the judges as they tell us a true story found in the book of Genesis.
Isaac and Rebekah had two sons, Jacob and Esau. Here are a couple things you should know. Jacob liked to stay at home by the tents. Esau liked to go out and hunt. Esau was a very hairy man. In fact, his name means hairy. Jacob, not so much. Jacob was loved by his mother, and Esau was loved by his father.
Whoa, hold the hairiness. It isn't right that a parent has a favorite child. That is going to cause some problems. Back to the story.
Isaac had become very old, and his eyes were so weak he could not see anymore. But he wanted to give his oldest son a special blessing.
He called to Esau and told him to go hunting and prepare some tasty food. Then he's going to give Esau this special blessing that he had been waiting for his whole life. It was a very exciting day for Esau, and he went hunting right away.
Rebekah overheard what Isaac said to Esau. Remember, she loved Jacob more and she wanted him to have the birthright blessing, which is a special blessing giving favor to the firstborn son, in this case, Esau. But since Jacob was her favorite, Rebekah came up with a plan to steal the blessing.
She had Jacob bring her some goats. She made some tasty food just the way Isaac would want it. And then Jacob was to take it to his father so he could steal this blessing.
Problem? Remember, Esau was super hairy and Jacob had smooth skin. Although his father could not see, he would be able to tell them apart by feeling their arms. Now what?
Rebekah had Jacob put on some of Esau's clothes and then covered his neck and hands with goat hair. Then Jacob would smell and feel just like Esau.
Time out. Jacob knew that he was getting ready to lie to his father. He could have said, "No, it's not right." But instead, he went along with his mother's plan to lie and steal his brother's birthright. He chose to lie, and well, that only makes things worse. Speaking of making things worse, bakers, you must finish baking your desserts using sand toys. You can use a bucket for a bowl and a sand shovel for your spoon, and of course, the animal molds for whatever you choose. Have fun! Let's get back to the story. Jacob went to trick his father. What happened next?
Jacob took the tasty food into his father and he lied. He told his father that he really was Esau.
Although this man sounded like Jacob, he smelled like Esau, and his hands were hairy like Esau. Thinking Jacob was Esau, Isaac asked God to bless his son with protection, wealth, and success.
No sooner had Jacob left than Esau came to receive his blessing. When Esau realized that Jacob had stolen his blessing, he became very angry. So angry that he planned on killing his brother.
Rebekah heard of this and sent Jacob away to stay with her brother Laban.
Like you have heard before, our choices have consequences. Lying never pays off. It only costs you dearly. Rebekah came up with a plan to help her favorite son, but because she lied, she had to send him away.
Jacob lied to get the blessing, but then he had to run away from his family so his own brother would not kill him.
This story could have been totally different if Jacob would have just been honest.
Today's big idea, be honest.
Okay, ladies, let's take a little break to chat. Let's put your sunglasses to the side for a moment. Stephanie, has there ever been a time when you wished you had been honest?
Absolutely. I know there were times when I lied to my parents. I just kept lying because I had to lie to cover up the first lie, and so on. I felt terrible, and it was a mess. When my parents found out, they were so sad, and boy, did I get in trouble. Not only was it bad that I lied, but I broke my parents' trust. I sure learned my lesson.
Amy, was there ever a time that you were tempted to lie but told the truth instead?
When I was younger, I said some mean things about one of my friends. Well, she found out about it and asked me if it was true. I thought about lying, but I knew that would only make things worse. So I told her it was true and that I should have never said those things. I also asked her to forgive me. She did forgive me, and we were able to still be friends.
Thanks for sharing, ladies. So remember, lying only brings more trouble, and being honest is what God wants us to do. Now, bakers, put your glasses back on and keep working while we hear a word from our sponsor, Cupcake.
The two brothers in the story are Jacob and Isaac or Esau. The two brothers in the story are Jacob and Esau. Which brother in the story was the hairy hunter? Esau or Jacob? Esau was the hairy hunter. Who came up with the idea to steal the birthright blessing? Rebekah or Jacob? Rebekah came up with the idea to steal the blessing. Jacob stole the blessing, and one of the consequences was he had to face his father or leave his family. Jacob stole the blessing, and one of the consequences was he had to leave his family. And the Bible doesn't tell us if he ever saw his parents again.
Welcome back to the Eastview Kids Great Baking Championship. I need everyone in the audience to put on their baker's hat because our baker needs your help for this next part.
Time to add on to our Grand Champion Memory Verse cake. Let's look at our first layer. Say it with me. Proverbs 3:5-6. Trust in the Lord with all your heart. Great! Let's add the next layer. Listen as I say the verse. Do not depend on your own understanding. Wonderful! Let's put all the layers together. Say it with me. Nice and loud. Proverbs 3:5-6. Trust in the Lord with all your heart. Do not depend on your own understanding. One more time. Shout it out. Proverbs 3:5-6. Trust in the Lord with all your heart. Do not depend on your own understanding. Thanks for your help. That cake is looking yummy, but I think it should be bigger. So we'll add some more layers next week. See ya!
Contestants, your time is up in 3, 2. We are ready to see your beachy desserts. Please bring them to the judges' table and tell us what you made.
I made a sandcastle out of Rice Krispie cereal, and I used graham crackers to make the sand all around it. I decorated it with icing and candy.
The candy to crispy ratio is a little heavy on the candy side, but I don't really mind.
There is a lot of candy on there. Nicely done.
Amy, you are up next.
I made a beach scene using sugar cookies with colorful icing and a sweet sugar dusting. You have palm trees, a cute little crab, and of course, a beach ball, all on top of a graham cracker sand.
I love the different beach items you used, but I would have liked to see a little more candy in your design. And I like my cookie a little chewy, and this one is a little tough to eat. Great concept, though.
Judges, do we have a winner?
We applaud both contestants, but we love the idea of a dessert castle. The winner is Stephanie.
Congratulations to the Cupcake Queen. She will be moving on to the championship show. We will see you next week here on the Eastview Kids Great Baking Championship. And don't forget the story of Jacob and
Be honest.
have a great week. See ya.
In today's story, Jacob lied to get his father's blessing, and then he had to run away from his family so his own brother wouldn't kill him. Lying always brings bad consequences. So remember today's big idea, be honest. Now I'm gonna leave you with some questions to talk about with your family. Press pause, read them together, and then talk about it a little bit. I'm so glad that you joined us today. See you soon, bye.